Sides TV network. Let's start today's bulletin with me, Asma. Let's have a look at the headlines today. Adani stock surge amid Trump talks. Air India flight diverted amid attack. Navy officer wife trolled, NCW intervenes. Amirkhan unveils emotional Sitaare poster. Broke billionaire's 524 crore mansion demolished. Shekhar Kapoor warns Hollywood may relocate. Prince William may strip Harry, Meghan's titles. Israel greenlights intensified military operations in Gaza. Now the news in detail. On May 5th, Adani Group stock surged following reports that Gautam Adani's representatives met with officials from US President Donald Trump's administration. The discussions are made to seek dismissal of criminal charges related to alleged bribery and investor misinterpretation. At 10:30 a.m., Adani Enterprises rose 5% to the BSE to 2,412, raising its market capital by 14,000 crores to 2.78 lakh crore. Adani Ports and SEZ surges 6% to 1,345, its biggest gain in 5 months, increasing the market capital by 18,000 crore. Adani Green Energy rose 4% to 940 rupees, while Adani Energy Solutions and Adani Power gained 4% each, trading at 943 rupees and 546 rupees respectively. Adani Total Gas jumped 6% to 638 rupees. Cement subsidiaries Ambuja Cements and ACC were up 1.8% and 0.5%. The meetings with Trump officials began earlier this year and have reportedly gained traction, with a possible resolution expected if talks progress. The US indictment filed in November accuses Adani and his nephew Sagar Adani of paying bribes to win power contracts and misleading US investors during fundraisings. Adani's team argues that prosecution doesn't align with Trump priorities. Adani Green claims internal reviews found no wrongdoing. Top US law firms Kirkland and Ellis and Queen Emanuel are representing Adani in the legal matters. An Air India flight AI-139 from Delhi to Tel Aviv was diverted to Abu Dhabi on May 4th after a missile attack near Israel's Ben Gurion airport. The missile, launched from Yemen by Houthi rebels, landed near Terminal 3's parking area shortly before the flight's scheduled landing. The aircraft in Jordanian airspace at the time was rerouted safely and landed normally in Abu Dhabi. Air India later announced the return of the flight to Delhi and suspended all operations to and from Tel Aviv until May 6 to ensure safety. Affected passengers will receive a one-time waiver for rescheduling or full refunds. Air India emphasized that customers and crew safety remains a top priority. Israeli authorities briefly closed air traffic to Tel Aviv's airport following the missile strike. Though normal activity resumed after security checks, the missile left a large crater, but no signals damage to airport infrastructure was reported. Israel's emergency service Magen David Adom confirmed 4 people were lightly injured. The Houthi rebels claimed responsibility, stating that they used a hypersonic ballistic missile in support of Palestinians amid the Gaza conflict. In response, Israeli Defense Minister Israel Katz promised retaliation, stating, "Whoever harms us, we will harm them sevenfold." The National Commission for Women or NCW has condemned the online trolling of Himanshi Narwal, wife of slain Navy officer Lieutenant Vinay Narwal, who was killed in the recent Pahalgaon terrorist attack. Himanshi, in an emotional public appeal, urged for peace and asked people not to spread hatred towards Muslims or Kashmiris, emphasizing unity over division. Following her plea, she was subjected to heavy trolling on social media for her remarks. The NCW responded with strong criticism, calling the target of a woman for her ideological expression reprehensible and unfortunate. In a statement on X, the NCW emphasized that trolling based on personal views or life choices is unacceptable in any form and called for respect disclosure within constitutional limits. The Commission reaffirmed its commitment to protecting the dignity and rights of all women. NCW also expressed grief over the terrorist attack, highlighting that Lieutenant Vinay Narwal was shot after being asked about his religion. It acknowledged that nationwide grief and outrage following the tragic incident and reiterated the importance of peace and constitutional values. Amirkhan has unveiled the first poster of Sitaare, the spiritual sequel of its 2007 Taare Zameen Par. The poster suggests Aamir plays a basketball coach surrounded by 10 debutant actors including Arush Datta, Gopi Krishna Verma and Simran Mangeshkar. The film is set to release on June 10, 2025, marking Aamir's return to the big screen after a hiatus. He stars opposite to Genelia Deshmukh in the emotional yet comedic drama directed by R.S. Prasanna, known for Shubh Mangal Savdhan. Music is composed by the acclaimed trio Shankar Ehsaan Loy, with lyrics with Amitabh Bhattacharya and screenplay by Divvi Nidhi Sharma. It is produced by Aamir Khan and Aparna Purohit under Aamir Khan Productions. The trailer was recently screened for the CBFC and received a UA certificate. Actor Kuldeep Gadhavi praised the trailer, highlighting Aamir's character Gulshan as a contrast to his earlier role in Taare Zameen Par. Fans expressed excitement, calling it an emotional roller coaster and anticipating a strong comeback. The film also features Darshil Safare, Brijendra Kala, Sonali Kulkarni and Suresh Menon among others. Chinnakanan Sivashankaran, founder of telecom giant Aircel, shared his story of rise, fall and resilience on the Ranveer show. Once worth over $4 billion, Siva lost 7,000 crore and filed for bankruptcy in 2018 but remains optimistic, saying his Supreme Court case will restore his fortune. He credited Donald Trump's book as a source of motivation and revealed that he planned his billionaire comeback the day he declared bankruptcy. "I'm not poor, I'm broke," Siva clarified, addressing misconceptions about his financial state. Lived extravagantly, owning houses across the globe, including in the US, Canada, London and Seychelles, and even 2 private islands. He joked about calling one of them the Republic of Siva. Among his most lavish assets was 524 crore rupees 71-room mansion in Chennai, which has since been demolished. He has now repurchased part of the property but hasn't rebuilt. Focusing instead on resolving legal and financial issues, Sivashankaran also owned a 14-acre estate in Fremont, California, with a helipad and an award-winning mansion in Canada. Despite setbacks, he remains determined to rebuild his empire. Filmmaker Shekhar Kapoor criticized is US President Donald Trump's announcement of a 100% tariff on films produced outside the United States. Kapoor, known for his work in the Elizabeth films, argued that this move could harm American cinema by encouraging Hollywood to relocate outside the US. He pointed out that over 75% of Hollywood's box office revenue comes from international markets, with significant portions of the budget spent abroad. Trump's decision made on Sunday aimed to combat what he called the death of American cinema, citing incentives from other countries that attract filmmakers. He described the move as a national security threat, claiming it involves foreign messaging and propaganda. The new tariff would apply to all films produced outside the US and imported into the country, although the specifics regarding their implementation remain unclear. Hollywood executives are still uncertain about how the tariffs would affect movies on streaming platforms or their calculation. The Motion Picture Association did not provide an immediate comment on the matter. Kapoor, who began his career in Bollywood and later found success in Hollywood, expressed concerns that the tariff would damage the international appeal and financial success of American films. Rumors are circulating that Prince William may seek to strip Prince Harry and Meghan Markle of their Royal Highness titles once he becomes king, taking a tough stance that King Charles. The speculation follows Harry's recent BBC interview where he expressed a desire for reconciliation with the royal family. A close friend of William described Harry's actions as absolute vile and suggested that if Harry truly wanted reconciliation, a period of silence would have been more appropriate. Experts note that removing royal titles is not a simple decision, as it would require a law passed by Parliament, not just the monarch's will. A 2022 proposal, the Removal of Titles Bill, would allow the monarch or a parliamentary committee to revoke titles, but it has not been enacted. Harry and Meghan's rift with the royal family began in 2020 when they stepped back from royal duties and moved to California. Their relationship further soured after Harry lost taxpayer-funded security, leading to a lawsuit which was recently rejected by the Court of Appeal. Meghan has remained active in the media, while Harry made a brief return for his father's coronation in 2023, attending solo and sitting apart from senior royals. The Israeli cabinet has approved a plan of intensified military operations in the Gaza Strip, aiming to claim more territory in the Palestinian enclave. This decision, backed by Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's security cabinet, marks a day after Israel calls up tens of thousands of reservists to expand its war effort. Army Chief Lieutenant General Eyal Zamir confirmed that Israel will target and destroy all Hamas infrastructure, both above and below the ground. The escalation in Gaza coincides with US President Donald Trump's planned visit to the Middle East, though he will not visit Israel, focusing instead on Qatar, Saudi Arabia and UAE. US Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth will visit Israel ahead of Trump's trip. The move follows the collapse of an 8-week ceasefire in March, leading to Israel's resumption of strikes and blockade on Gaza, which has drawn international criticism. Hamas has refused to resume ceasefire talks until Israel ends the war and withdraws its forces from Gaza. Israel's primary war objective is the destruction of Hamas. The ongoing conflict has resulted in over 52,000 Palestinian deaths. That's all for today. Stay connected to Foresight TV Network. Thank you.